sure you've heard it everywhere at this point that the US stock market is going to crash sooner rather than later. I was in a client conversation last week where I was trying to convey that to my client in terms of how she chooses to manage her finances right now. A lot of the gains that we've been seeing in our investments this year have been driven by this AI bubble. More and more people are opting to take their money out of the stock market, the gains that they've won, and reinvest it elsewhere so that when the crash does come, they don't lose all of those gains. I'm not going to argue whether that's a good approach or not because at the end of the day, I'm not an investment banker. What I am going to argue for is community-based support systems. We've been seeing that a lot in the mutual aid resource network that I started at the beginning of the year, Our Extended Village. Yes, we share a lot of knowledge and skill sets and events and just information in that group, trying to help connect each other to various resources that are available to us. But a lot of the support just comes from helping people make it from paycheck to paycheck. Maybe they just need $30 for the weekend to make sure that they can make it to their paycheck. We weren't meant to do this alone, guys. The phrase, "it takes a village," is a cliche for a reason. I'm wondering almost if it's like a remnant of the pandemic era of thinking that we need to be completely socially isolated in order to do the right thing. I know I've fallen to that assumption too. This year, I've actually challenged myself to lean more into my communities, whether in person or online. For example, I got rid of my car at the beginning of the year because it just didn't fit into my debt payoff plan that I had. I've been relying on public transportation. I'm lucky to live in a city where that's relatively easy to do. However, there have been times where I've needed rides for one reason or another. And the people in my community have showed up and supported me in that regard. But you have to ask first. Is asking for help a lost art? What do you think?